What is good, everybody? It's TOT's Compendium here. And channel's taking a little different direction, I believe. After seeing everything that's going on in this country and the world, um, I feel compelled that I need to at least say something. Um, Try to keep my opinions to a minimum. Uh, but we'll look at, and I'll present why we'll just present things down the line and you'll see. All right. So today I wanted to cover about the what's going on in Texas. The National Guard has moved in, taken over Shelby Park down by Eagle Pass, told the Border Patrol, we've got it from here. They are now arresting immigrants. It seems to be single men and women, not families, that they're arresting. I think if I'd heard, and I didn't find anything on it, about they were handing families over to the Border Patrol for processing, but the others are being arrested. So, we've got a crisis going on, and it's not one side or the other that's seeing it. Both sides are seeing it. And so I thought, well, let's see what is going on. Let me give you some information on it. So this is Operation Lone Star, and it's been going on for a couple of years, and I think since 21. All right, and a lot of states support Texas because that's when Governor Abbott, deployed the. Sorry about that. I accidentally hit that. Anyway, Governor Abbott deployed out the highway patrol, or the officer, the Department of Public Safety (DPS), and members of the National Guard, and they've been interdicting and intercepting and turning migrants over to the Border Patrol. Apparently, the Border Patrol was just processing them and letting them in. That's why you saw all those buses going up Chicago, New York, and everything else, because the federal government is not keeping our border in check. So, I found this in this. This is just saying, look, this is John Fetterman. He's a Democratic senator. Even he's saying we've got a problem here. All right. So I'm going to play this for you, and you can hear it in his own words.
Honestly don't understand why it's controversial to say we need a secure border. I've been very clear. In fact, that was weaponized against me as Republicans in my race, that I'm very much a strong supporter of immigration. And, my wife's family, that's the Oregon story about that. And I think two things can be true at the same time. You can be very supportive of immigration, but we also need to have a secure border. And I think about immigration as we want to provide the American.
He's got a very good point right there. You can be two things at once. It's not singular. I'm very pro-immigration. Just do it the right way.
Dream for any migrant, but it seems very difficult when you have 300,000 people showing up encountered at our border to do that. And I think we need to do a reset, and we have to work together and develop a new comprehensive solution to that.
All right, and he's not wrong. He's not wrong on that. I'm kind of surprised by Fetterman, though. Honestly, seems like ever since he got had that issue, and now he's out. Apparently he's oops, sorry about that. Apparently he's come to the realization that hey, we need a secure border. I mean, to show you that it is such a crisis, I mean, here's the Mayor Adams from New York City, and he's talking about how the problem is. So, I mean, I, I don't know what to say except for yeah, But here, listen to the mayor of New York City himself. He says it right here.
The mayor of New York is warning that the city could be destroyed if it doesn't get more help to cope with an influx of migrants. City officials describe a humanitarian crisis, straining resources, filling up shelters, and putting pressure on New York City schools. Among the over 100,000 asylum seekers in New York City are thousands of children going back to school this week.
Are you excited to be back in school?
It's the largest public school system in the country, now educating some 21,000 students living in temporary housing, a number that reflects the increase in migrant families arriving in the city.
We are welcoming all of these new migrant students into our schools with open arms.
Open but strained arms.
This issue will destroy New York City. Destroy New York City.
Mayor Eric Adams has promised a humane response while stressing resources.
There, you heard it from the man himself. This issue is going to destroy New York City. And it's not just them. It is not just them. I mean, Chicago. It's a sanctuary city. Listen to what they say when they ask if they want to still be one. Well, might help if I put it on the right one, huh? There we go. Sorry about that. First time doing one of these, so sorry.
You, as a resident of Chicago, believe that we should remain a sanctuary city.
Uh-oh, they have a problem. Outraged Chicago residents making it clear how they feel about being a sanctuary
There you
city.
go. That's from Fox, but doesn't matter. The residents, you clearly heard them. There's a city council meeting right there. They don't want it. They're in crisis. They're having problems there. I mean, what more do we do? How much clearer does it have to be? There's an issue. So anyway, there's the issue. I mean, you got New York mayor saying it's going to destroy New York. You got Chicago residents saying, no, we don't need to be a sanctuary city anymore. They're using up their resources that they could be using on their own people. Not that they will, because that city's crooked as all get out, and their mayor sucks. Sorry, I know I said I'd keep my opinions to a minimum, but it is what it is. So anyway, Texas Governor Abbott, they passed a law saying, hey, if you come into our state illegally, you're trespassing. And we're going to arrest you. And so they moved the National Guard down to Shelby Park and took it over. And here's the story on that from the Dallas newspaper. Texas is arresting illegal immigrants for trespassing in Shelby Park as the state continues to defy Biden administration demands that it cede control of the park back to federal authorities. They even sent a cease and desist letter, which I'll show you that as well. So last week they took control of Shelby Park by Eagle Pass. It's got huge influx of illegal immigrants, and Texas said it was necessary for it to control the park because federal officials were compounding the border crisis while the Biden administration has said the state has impeded border patrol. Well, yes, Texas is impeding the border patrol because the border patrol is just processing them and shipping them all over the country, or shipping them wherever they wanted to go. So, yeah, Abbott had to. He's got to protect his state. I mean, that's what Joe's supposed to be doing. If Joe was doing his job and the feds were doing their job, the state wouldn't have to step up and do it for them. That's just simply what it is. Governor Abbott has declared a state of emergency for the state because of everything that's going on with the mass migration. mass immigration and mass invasion, if you want. Folks, this thing is going to destroy our economy. We cannot, it is not sustainable. We cannot do it. And here, I'll show you the cease and desist letter, or a part of it. Let me show you that. And this also is from Fox News. All links to all of this will be in the description, so you can go and listen to it and check it all out yourself. And I highly recommend you do that. Okay, here we go. And here's that for you.
Well, authorities in Texas have started arresting migrants illegally crossing the border as the state's battle with the Biden administration continues to percolate. The arrest defying a cease and desist letter sent by the administration calling on Texas to allow federal Border Patrol agents back into that area taken over by the state's National Guard. Correspondent Allie Bradley's live for us in Eagle Pass, Texas, with more on this border battle. Allie.
Yeah, the federal fight here, Nicole, intensifying. Of course, we know DHS, the Biden administration, saying they want full access here to Shelby Park. Texas is saying no way. In fact, they're actually doubling down. Check this out. This is new concertina wire that they just put up, and it is actually topped with the anti-climb barrier up here. So we've seen a lot of individuals come through the river and over these Connex boxes here. This is there now to prevent that. And you can see right over here across the river, there's a lot of activity here in Eagle Pass. Right now, though, on the Mexican side, you can see Mexican officials. And then we also just can also report that Director McCraw with Texas DPS just arrived here at Shelby Park as well. Now, this all comes as we have new video that shows Texas DPS arresting 10 migrants who did cross the Rio Grande illegally this morning and climbed over those Connex boxes that don't yet have that concertina wire there up on top there. Now, 2 others among those 10 were also arrested just moments ago. Now, Lieutenant Olivares with Texas DPS is saying that troopers are enforcing criminal trespass on single adult men and women right now if they cross into Texas illegally. The undocumented individuals, they are not being turned over to Border Patrol. Instead, they're being put in jail on those trespassing charges. Now, Texas says the arrest cut off some of those pull factors of people entering the country illegally. This as both sides right now are concerned of a potential confrontation. We're talking about the federal administration and the state level law enforcement. Sources with Border Patrol tell me that their agency actually wants an agent to be down here in the park with a body camera along the river in case a confrontation breaks out so that they can have documented proof of that. So DHS gave Governor Abbott till the end of day on Wednesday to grant them that full access.
Look at that.
That didn't happen. DHS threatened to take it to the Department of Justice, but we have yet to see a filing there. Now, the White House and DHS both accused Texas officials of blocking agents from helping 3 migrants.
It's not sustainable.
Distress. A tragic situation there where a woman and 2 children drowned.
Now,
the
it's
Biden
tragic.
administration,
It
however,
really
has
is.
admitted that those 3 migrants.
You know, that's the thing. They want to blame somebody because these people died. But we're trying to stop that. We don't want them risking their lives. Come in through the secure area, request asylum if that's what you want to do. Otherwise, go through the process. We don't want you to die. We don't hate you.
Migrants died at least an hour before Border Patrol even sought access to the park. Homeland Security Committee Chairman Mark Green says DHS Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas, who the House is actively trying to impeach right now, as we know, is falling down on securing the border, and Texas is within its right to step in.
The real issue is that Secretary Mayorkas is not living up to his constitutional mandate to protect the borders of the country. And the state of
Hang on. I'll show you something on that. Hang on.
Texas has said under the Constitution that they have a right to do so when the federal government fails. And I believe, what Texas is saying is the right position on that issue.
Now, let me show you the facts on that. All right? Let me finish. Let him finish.
Okay, so right now we can see that Border Patrol does have a boat in the water right here at the boat ramp. And I can tell you this, that Border Patrol has never been blocked from putting their boats in the water or retrieving their boats. They have had access to this boat ramp. What DHS wants is they want that full access. They want to be able to process and receive migrants here. Texas is saying that isn't going to happen. And there was a victory for the Abbott administration here this week as well. The Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals granted them an extension, their rehearing of the case, Nicole. So for those buoys, you know, those big orange marine barriers, those will be able to stay in place until that case is heard now in May. So a lot going on in Texas.
Yeah.
When I tell you there's a lot of activity, Dave, I'm going to ask you, I'm sorry, they're telling me to wrap, but I just want to show you here. So we've got Director McCraw over here, along with Florida Wildlife Commission and other DPS officials. Okay, Nicole, we'll send it back to you.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find news.
All right. Thank you, News Nation. I apologize for calling you Fox. Don't hate me, all right? I'm sorry. I'll give you proper credit in the link. But, okay, so a couple of things here about this. All right. And I find this very interesting in that this representative from Tennessee is saying, hey, yeah, you know, they're right. And let me show you something real quick here. Oh, by the way, Tennessee and 14 other states have been supporting Texas and sending help. You heard there, you got Florida Water, Fish and Game. Okay. They've been sending, all different states have been sending National Guard troops to help over these years since it started. So there's a lot of support there. But let me show you, they're talking about arresting people. Let me show you something. Let's see here. Let me just find it here. So this is the Daily Wire. Texas is arresting illegal immigrants for trespassing in Shelby Park as the state continues to defy the Biden administration's demands that it cede control of the park back to the federal authorities. But who are they arresting? See, under the authority of Governor Abbott's border disaster declaration, troopers are arresting illegal immigrants for criminal trespass at Shelby Park in Eagle Pass. Troopers are enforcing criminal trespass on single adult men and women. So they're trying everything they can. But, I mean, who are they? You know, it says in here in one spot, seeing if I can find it real quick. Right here. On Thursday, Oliveras announced that they had arrested 3 more illegal immigrants, 2 from Azerbaijan and 1 from Ecuador. So you see, this isn't for people that say that we're being racist because we want to shut the border. No, we want to shut the border for security. I welcome everybody and anybody if you do it the right way. My family came over from Ireland. You know, I mean, but you got people from all over the world. It's a known. Fly into Mexico and then go up through the southern border. We know that people that are on the terrorist watch list have come across. So, you know, we just want to know who's here. I don't think that's too much to ask. But for what that member of Congress in Tennessee was saying, the United States government is absolutely demanded by the Constitution to protect the states. And it's right here in Article 4 of the Constitution. Down here, the United States, let me highlight it for you here. The United States shall guarantee to every state in this union a Republican form of government, not a Democratic, Republican form of government, a republic, and shall protect each of them against invasion. You saw that. You saw the pictures. Tell me that's not an invasion. And on application of the legislature or of the executive when the legislature cannot be convened against domestic violence. So there you go. The state is, the government, the federal government is required to protect the state from invasion. And they're not doing it. Now, let's see if there is something that we can do. Because it's also said here, all right, right here in Article 1, Section 4, United States shall guarantee to every state in this union oh, sorry, I accidentally went to the wrong one, didn't I? Let me see here. Sorry about that. There we go. My apologies. All right, right here. This section. No state shall, without the consent of Congress, lay any duty of tonnage, keep troops, or ships of war in time of peace, enter into any agreement or compact with another state, or with a foreign power, or engage in war, unless actually invaded. There it is. Or in such imminent danger as will not admit of delay. Well, we've waited quite a long time to have this secured, and nothing's been done. Kudos, Governor Abbott. Good on you for stepping up, man. So there you have it. That's what's going on, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, I made the case. I showed you the facts. Showed you what's going on. I don't know. I'm all for legal immigration, and I believe that our immigration needs to be reformed. It shouldn't cost as much as what it costs, or take as long as what it takes to become a citizen. And we could process it along a little bit faster. So yeah, there's room for improvement, but we got to stop this invasion. I'm TFT's Compendium. Have a blessed one and peace out. We'll see you around next time.